PYP versus the British National Curriculum. I love the aims of the PYP. The PYP kind of focuses on international mindedness and thinks about how it can help equip kids to understand how to make the world a better place. British National Curriculum, to me, it's more knowledge-based, although lots of people try and incorporate things like problem-solving and critical thinking into that as well. So students in the PYP, they basically follow 6 different transdisciplinary themes. There's a lot of front-loading of information which happens at the start of a theme, and then it kind of follows into students doing more inquiry-based learning, following things that they're interested in and collaborating with other students. There's lots of opportunities for them to practice their different skills following the IB learner profile, such as doing presentations as a summative assessment at the end of their work. British National Curriculum, student assessments are kind of more based on regular formative assessments or summative assessments happening at the end of a term, so we can have a quick snapshot of where they are against other children their age. And just like the national curriculum is really clear and easy for teachers to understand and for them to create their own curriculum based on it with clear benchmarking at different ages. Whereas the primary years program, lots of kids come from teachers that have different strengths and also different weaknesses, and lots of teachers sculpt their kids with more their strengths. So there's lots of kind of building blocks which don't get put in place. Assessment for schools. British National Curriculum, we've got the Ofsted. Everyone is scared of the Ofsted because they give schools grades. To have your school labelled as IB school, you have to pay like an annual fee, which is quite small. I think for an IB World School, it's about $12,000, which is nothing for an international school, really. And they have like a renewal process, which I was involved in last year, where all the teachers work in different committees. So I was involved in the health and safety aspect. And it's kind of, they just give you areas that you're doing well and talk about areas that you could also improve in. Both of them have a lot of similar subjects. In the PYP, there's more of an emphasis on teachers collaborating together. So you'll have your PE teacher sitting in with your staff meeting where you'll be talking about what you're doing in maths, which was confusing for me at first, but then I kind of see like maybe they're going to be teaching some kind of form of capacity in the swimming pool. Who knows? One thing though that I've noticed about the PYP is parents just don't understand it. I think schools really need to focus on coaching parents to how it runs. A lot of parents in Korea especially are very focused on children being able to do this, children being able to do that. They don't see the benefits that the PYP is always having on their children. Whereas in British National Curriculum, everyone knows that it's very clear and logical, and teachers are more aware of where their children are against other children of the same standard. I think the PYP is probably more suited to students that are naturally curious as well. Students have to be really independent in the classroom. The teaching role kind of takes more of a coaching and mentoring position than it does having more teacher-led instructions at the front of the classroom, which I found quite difficult to grasp. But there's loads of things that you can put in place, like scaffolding and mini conferences and student-led targets that really help students to stay focused on task. And throughout the day, you get to meet with all these different groups of students who are exploring these different ideas, and it's really fun as a teacher as well. Homework. The IB doesn't really encourage children to have homework. Instead, it encourages children should have free time to play or explore things like musical instruments or learning a language. Whereas the British National Curriculum is quite focused on sending home homework, which can be beneficial to kids if it's in the form of a formative assessment where teachers give feedback, and that's used to create next steps for a student. But a lot of the time, I feel like homework is something that we shouldn't encourage children at an elementary level to have to do. So basically, I think most parents should think about, is the PYP right for their child, or is the British National Curriculum, what are they looking to get out of going to one of these schools?